So welcome everybody. Happy Tuesday Night Live. Oh my God, I cannot believe, how is it January 10th already? Like, how is that possible that we're already 10 days into the new year? I don't seriously know how that happened. So I want to share with you a quick contest that we're going to be launching. We're going to do every month till June. So every single month, we're going to be doing the same thing. When we do 60 sharing appointments in a month, I'm giving away $100 cash to the consultant who books the sharing appointment. And I'm going to give a $100 gift certificate to the client, to the customer. So Brenda, both of your gals are going to be, well, they're actually Tammy's, both Adriana and Macy will be entered into that. Whether they join or not, it doesn't matter. But if they jump on a Thursday night sharing event and then text me and talk to me for a minute, or they do a sharing appointment over the phone. So if you want to win $100 cash, I suggest you get yourself entered a couple times. So as soon as we hit 60, and actually, you know, maybe I'll make the pot even sweeter. Maybe I'll do 200 for the consultant and 100 for the guest. How's that? So I give the consultant $200 cash, and then the prospect $100 cash. Don't tell the prospect that. So anyway, so we're going to be doing that, which is super fun. And I know a lot of you.
Diane, excuse me. I thought you said they get $100 shopping spree.
Well, you can, yeah, that would be fine. I'll give the customer $100 shopping spree, and I'll give the consultant $200 cash. Because then the customer will probably just spend it on Mary Kay, which would be great, because then I just give you the cash, and you know what I mean? Like the $100 shopping spree, I'll just give you the 50 bucks and they can buy off of your stuff. So, but here's the time, you guys, now is the perfect time to share the opportunity, because every woman is thinking, okay, it's the new year. I want to be debt free. I want to have more financial freedom. I want more support and all of that. And so you're going to hear the number 60 a lot in the next couple of months, because the company's doing 60 faces. We're doing 60 shares. And so we're going to also be tracking 60 faces in our unit. So the first 60 faces that get pampered are going to go into a drawing. So we could do it in a week. We could take the whole month to do it. So every time, if anybody's done at least one face since January 1st, let me know, because I'll put it on the board. So it's like the first 60 faces that get pampered, I'm going to give away a sonic brush to a client, or a brush set, whichever one they want, the sonic cleaning or the makeup brushes, just as a free gift, just saying, thanks for letting us pamper your face. So without further ado, before I introduce you guys to our speaker, who should be jumping on here in a minute, I want to share with you guys a brand new video that just got posted by corporate. It's got Ryan Rogers, Mary Kay's grandson, in it. And you guys are the very, very first people to see this, because this just got posted within the last 4 or 5 hours. So let me go up here to share sound. I can't wait to show this to you guys.
Welcome to the Mary Kay building. I'm Ryan Rogers, Chief Executive Officer and Mary Kay Ash's grandson. My grandmother started this company nearly 60 years ago with a mission to enrich women's lives. As we enter our 60th anniversary year and reflect on her vision for this company, we wanted to give you some insights into how she worked, with a look inside her office. Here to help show you around is Shelby Portwood from our Mary Kay US social media team.
Thanks, Ryan. I'm honored to be your tour guide today. Come on in. We are currently on the 13th floor of Mary Kay's global headquarters in Addison, Texas, just outside of Dallas. While the 13th floor might seem a little unusual, Mary Kay Ash started her company on Friday the 13th in September 1963, so for her, 13 was a lucky number. It's no surprise that her office is here on this floor. Her office is beautifully maintained, just as it was when she led the company. This is a special place because it's the physical space that held the dreams of Mary Kay Ash, who is a trailblazing entrepreneur, revolutionizing the way that women do business, and her lasting legacy has made her an icon. The first thing that catches your eye when you walk in is her desk. Mary Kay believed in collaboration, and she was intentional about that with her office. This is called a partner's desk. And as you can see, it's identical on both sides. So someone could easily sit here and work in partnership with her. She loved being on both sides of the desk, making others feel close to her. She was also known for taking off her heels while she worked. And she always kept a spare pair of flats in her drawer, just in case she needed them. She also loved the semicircle shape of her couch to make sure that everyone felt welcome and included. She would frequently talk about how she imagined everyone she met wearing an invisible sign around their neck that said, "Make me feel important." Now, you may not have guessed this from looking around, but pink was not Mary Kay Ash's favorite color before starting the company. In 1963, almost every home in the United States had a white bathroom. When choosing colors for her products, Mary Kay wanted product packaging that looked so attractive that women would want to leave it out on display. She looked at several different colors and decided that a soft, delicate pink looked best in combination with the white bathrooms. And that's how our pink DNA was born. One of the most special decorations in this office is the golden peacock from Mexico. In 1978, Mary Kay traveled to Acapulco, where she was a keynote speaker at a Cadillac convention. There, she found the brass peacock by artist Sergio Bustamante and purchased it for her office. Now, I want to draw your attention to the ceramic and porcelain figures that Mary Kay collected. Most of these were given to her as gifts over the years from her family, husband, and independent beauty consultants. This was one of Mary Kay's favorite pieces. Made in 1950, it was a gift from her husband, Mel Ash. He had the plaque placed on it to which lovingly states, "To a living Madonna from a loving and devoted husband." For the 14 years of their marriage, he gave her a gift every Thursday because they had been married on a Thursday.
That is so cute.
One of Mary Kay's special requests when building her office was a powder room. You've got to see this. The wallpaper in here is stunning. You'll note the MKs and the bumblebees. The bumblebee became an iconic symbol of our company when Mary Kay's husband gave her a bumblebee pin as one of his Thursday gifts. Mary Kay Ash learned that the bees should not be able to fly due to the size of their bodies and their small wings, but as Mary Kay said, they forgot to tell the bumblebee that, and he went right on flying. She felt the bumblebee was a perfect symbol for women who have flown right to the top. I also want to highlight the angel-shaped 14-karat gold-plated faucets on the sink, and one of my favorite features, this beautiful mirror. Mary Kay Ash was really ahead of her time when knowing a great spot for a mirror selfie. Before we wrap our tour, I want to leave you with Mary Kay's favorite poem. I have a premonition that soars on silver wings. It is a dream of your accomplishment, of many wondrous things. I do not know beneath which sky, nor where you will challenge fate. I only know it will be high. I only know it will be great. For Mary Kay Ash, this poem represented the dream of her company, to see thousands and thousands of women enriching their lives. And we're looking forward to the next 60 years and beyond.
So what did you guys learn about Mary Kay that you didn't already know? Was there anything new that you didn't know?
I did not know that she purchased that golden peacock when she was at a conference in Acapulco. And I went to her office and sat in that chair.
I know, seriously. Anybody else? What did you learn about Mary Kay, the person?
I liked the fact that she used to say everybody wore an invisible sign around their neck that said, "Make me feel important." That's awesome.
Yeah, and that is something that you'll hear repeatedly. And Mary Kay even says when you meet with a client, you always remember that, because she says when she stood in line at the Stanley convention, when she wanted to be their top salesperson, she wasn't even doing anything with Stanley products at that point. The whole time the president kept looking over the shoulder to see how much longer the line was going to be. And she thought, man, if I get to be the president of a company someday, I'm going to hold their hand in my hand and I'm going to look them directly in the eye and never, ever take my eye off of them. So that's why she's so like laser focused when she met people, she would just be right in their space. So, but I think we need to all remember that, you know, your coworkers in real estate, I mean, your neighbors next door, I mean, everybody's got that sign around their neck that says, "Make me feel important." So. Okay, anybody else? Did you get it? Did you learn anything about Mary Kay from watching that? Anything else?
Well, I actually learned a lot because I haven't read her whole book. So I've only read bits and pieces of it. So it makes me want to read the book now.
Oh, her autobiography, you guys. If you guys got that
Yeah.
autobiography in your starter kit, please read it. It is one of the most inspirational things when you hear about her childhood and all the things that she overcame and why she started the company. And the autobiography is a fabulous reading.
Yeah. It makes me want to read it.
Well, you know, what's really funny is I've got a girlfriend who just got re-diagnosed with cancer for the second time, breast cancer again. And she just needs something distracting her that's really positive. I said, Vera read this? She goes, no. I said, it's a great read it. So it doesn't even have to be somebody who's in Mary Kay. It's just an incredibly inspiring story. So,
And it's interesting how she had everything set up in there. It makes you feel close to her, you know, and warm. I like that.
and we used to actually be able to go into Mary Kay's office, and so Lori and I must have a dozen pictures of her and I sitting at Mary Kay's desk. And did they show the drawer of makeup? I don't know if I missed that. Did
Yes,
show
they
the open-
did.
Yeah.
Okay.
they do.
Because I always got a kick out of that. You open it up and there's all her makeup and they're like her palette
Right.
and all her stuff. So
And the desk, I like the way the desk was where you could interact or like what she said, you know, work with somebody, collaborate with somebody, and you feel like you're on the same side she is.
yep, she had the drawers on both sides of Mary Kay's desk. Well, perfect timing, because what you guys just saw was our corporate headquarters, which is right outside of Dallas. And for those of you guys who don't have it on your date book yet, please plan on attending seminar in July this year, because it is our company's 60th anniversary. Whether you've been to Dallas a million times or you've never been, you absolutely need to pull out the stops now. So one of the things you can start doing is figuring out the dates. We have the dates already done. And to start saving money for airfare and stuff, you can download an app called Acorn, ACORN, and the Acorn app will round up your purchases to the next dollar, and it'll just start saving money and do an account. You won't even notice it gone. So the Acorn app is great. But I've asked a colleague of mine who I'm going to be sharing a room with in a couple days, Crystal Tatum. Well, actually, I guess you're not in our room, are you? You got hijacked. Okay, well, I'll get to see Crystal and hang out with Crystal at all the parties and stuff in Nashville. And I asked Crystal to come on and just share for a minute. I'm going to put this on speaker view while we're recording, and have you share, Crystal, like, if you can remember back, what was your first seminar like? Why did you go? How long ago was it? How did attending seminar make a difference to you? So please introduce yourself with all your accolades, because I don't know all your accolades. So tell everybody about the things that you've achieved in your career, and then tell them about seminar, please.
Well, everyone, I'm Crystal Tatum. Thanks, Diane. And I have, I've been in Mary Kay for 35 years. I came in Mary Kay when I was 24, I believe, and I was in for about 8 years. And I was on Queens Court of Sales, Queens Court of Recruiting. I had won 3 cars. And when I got married, I decided to help my business with his help my husband with his construction business. And I said, your business is more important than my business, which was totally wrong. And so I decided to help him, and I did. And so what happened is I decided to just let my business go, which was wrong, because now looking back at that, if you ever think that, shame on you, because I probably would be a national sales director, possibly, you know, going on all the trips and everything. But, you know, God has a plan. So I stayed out and I came back in, and Sunday I celebrated my 25th year in Mary Kay. So going back with that, I realized that there's a lot of seasons in Mary Kay. And one of the things that I did not give up was my database of clients nor my recruits. And so the ones that kind of fell by the wayside had always kind of watched me and kept in touch. And so it was really neat. I still wore a lot of my diamonds that I had received at seminar. And I got to meet Mary Kay the first time around. When I became a director, I won the authentic pink suit, which was beautiful. I posted that on my Facebook. I got to see her house. I got to tour through all that. I got to take pictures with Mary Kay. It was really, really cool. And so long story short, I hadn't done really anything in Mary Kay for years. And then, of course, COVID hit. And I was working from home. I'm also in the mortgage business. And so I was working from home. And I don't know if all of you feel this way or not, but it gets kind of depressing to stay in your pajamas and your slippers and your hair. You know, like today, I usually wear my hair up when I'm at home. But so I started feeling kind of funky, like I was a little depressed. And So Janice and Joe decided to move from California to Texas. And she called and said, I'm moving and I need a mortgage loan. And would you do my loan? And I was like, are you kidding me? National sales directors are some of the wealthiest women in America. And I said, you really want me to do your loan? She goes, you're the only one I trust. Yes, I want you to do my loan. So, during the loan process and everything, she's always like, if you were in Mary Kay doing this full time, you would be doing this and you wouldn't have to work as hard. And I was like, okay, deaf ears, la, 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 la. Okay. So we got their loan done. And then she said, start hopping on my virtual events. And so I did. And I was really, honestly, I have to be truthful with you. I was really embarrassed because here I was. I had already done Queen's Court of recruiting, Queen's Court of sales, won diamonds, won cars and all that. And I'm starting over. So I actually got to the point that every Tuesday the meetings were coming on. I was excited and I didn't have a red jacket because everything was gone. And so I would just find a red sweater and I would get on there because I still had 3 team members.
Oh.
So what happened is I started becoming alive. And I got on the Zooms and all of a sudden I was like, hey, can you join me? I was inviting people. And so I built my team and we won our car in 60 days. And we had a big enough team to where we did directorship in 1 month. So
I never knew that.
yes. So
You're a 1 month wonder.
I put in for directorship. Let's see, car was April and May, and I finished directorship in June. So I did it in 30 days. And that year is when they had started all of the great starts and all that. So it was, I have to go to a seminar and we really need to be on stage. And so that was my goal. I just kept pumping and kept pumping and kept pumping and going, this is good. I cannot and will not fail at this because I will walk across the stage. And so our unit walked across the stage as a brand new unit that was launched during COVID. And we did courts of sales and we did recruiting. And so we were able, there's my banners right behind me. You can see that this is my little accolade board, my vision thing. It looks like a mess right now, but I got to clean it up. So, it was really, and Diane was there and Sherry Ryder was there, and you get to dress up and you go across stage. And if you've never gone across stage or done anything like that, there's a feeling that you get where you're not only proud of yourself, you're proud of your unit, but you're proud of all of the sisters that you have there, because that is one thing that I will give to myself is once you set a goal, don't look back on it. If you don't make the goal, it's okay. You can fall forward. It's one of those things where my biggest goal before I am too old for Mary Kay, which will probably be in my 90s, is that I will be like Diane, is I will sit at the Queen's chair. That's one of my biggest goals and one of my biggest wishes that I have. And I know, and I look, when I get up in the morning, I think about wearing that crown and just, and Diane can share with you some of the things that she did for her affirmations when she became the Queen. So, and this sounds really kind of corny, but when I came into Mary Kay, I wasn't very pretty and I didn't wear much makeup at all. I never washed my face. I was a tomboy that was growing up on a farm and I never wore makeup. And now I won't even go out of the house. I love my eyelashes. I'll do 7, 8 different eyeshadows on my eyelids and all of that. But when I first went to my Mary Kay events back in, oh gosh, what was it, 85, 86? And these women wore these director suits. It was like going to a Miss America pageant. They were beautiful and they were elegant. And some of them had 8 kids and some of them were deaf. Some of them couldn't even speak English, but they were walking across stage and they looked beautiful because they had their director suits on. And that was one thing that I loved, was seeing these women and how beautiful they were and how professional they were. But when they went home, they were in jeans and tennis shoes and soccer moms and coaches, and, had baby stuff all over them and everything. And it was just an honor to be around those. And so I had pictures taken with Kathy Halou and Debbie Moore and tons of people. And so we just to break this down in the last minute, we just got done with our event here at Jumpstart January. And Pat Danforth was one of the very first speakers. And I don't know if any of you know Pat Danforth or not, but she's 75 years old. She's beautiful. And she is the true heart of Mary Kay. So we got to talking, and she was at one of the director breakout meetings. And so I went up to her and I said, Pat, I don't know if you ever, think about this, but I went to every single one of your Thursday morning classes at Mary Kay Corporate on Regal Row. I never missed a Thursday morning training. And she said to me, I think I remember you. Because I'd always sit up in the front row because I just soaked everything in. Her sales and her recruiting were just phenomenal. And so anyways, I had a little card in my purse, and Pat has always taught us a Mary Kay philosophy of din, din, din. Diane, you probably know this. Do it now, do it now, do it now.
Yep.
And I've always remembered that with Pat. So I wrote her a little card. I always carry greeting cards and stuff in my purse, because if I meet somebody and I want to just cheer them up, I'll write a little handwritten note and greeting card. So I gave it to her and I wrote her. I said, this is from the girl that sat in the front seat and learned from you 25 years ago or whatever at corporate. And I'll be danged, she didn't email me today. And I was like, how many corporate America people like that would email you and thank you? And she just went on and on about how she loved the card and everything. So anyways, why is seminar important? It's because you can be who they are there, and you can visualize yourself walking up on stage and just putting one foot in front of the other. It's nothing at all to warm chatter. You just keep giving those cards out. You never know who you're going to pass on to. You may find your next recruit. You may have your $1 million year. You may have your $1,000 a week. That little box right behind me, you see that pink box up there? That was my very first little card holder that Mary Kay had our profiles in. And on that, I have a little gold label that says $1,000 a week, because I sold $1,000. Now, this is 35 years ago, week in and week out, week in and week out. And if I wasn't hitting $1,000 during those weeks, I did everything that I could before Sunday night was over. And that was a lot, because our basic skincare sets were $49 back then. And so we had to sell a lot of product to get on the Queen's Court of Sales. We recruited the same amount, but you know what? You all can do it, because if I can do it, you can do it. So you take a farm girl who wears no makeup at all, who loves makeup and loves glamour. You know what? There's people out there that are just like you, that want to be like you. So go for it. I want to see you on stage, and thanks for having me on, Diane.
Oh, you're welcome, Crystal. I can't wait to see you in Nashville. And you know what's so fun, you guys, is in this business, we all have different strengths and we all have different traits and qualities. And Crystal's really good at stuff that I'm not good at. And so it's really exciting you want to hang out with people who think outside the box. Because if you're hanging around people who think little, then you're going to continue to think little. But if you guys want to stretch yourself and you don't know a lot of Mary Kay people, I can give you a list of people. You could go on YouTube and type in Stacey James. Anything Stacey James teaches on, it could be how to clean your car, take the class. Thea Elvin's another phenomenal trainer. Like, I'm not kidding you. You could take anything. Tony Robbins has got good stuff. So just be constantly filling your mind. So Crystal, what's the one thing, if you were going to tell somebody and they're saying, yeah, but I've got a full-time job, I can't really afford to go, I don't really know that I'm going to do that much with the business yet, I'm going to wait and see. For me, seminar, I only went to shut Janice up, to be very honest with all of you. Don't tell her I said that, but it was like, she was so relentless. She's like, you just have to go. And I'm like, but I don't want to go. And she's like, no, you have to go. And I'm finally said, okay, I'll go. And it literally changed my thinking. I mean, I'm a true testament to, you drag them there, but then when they see what's possible, it was just like huge light bulbs went off. So was there any one thing, Crystal, that you would say to anybody who's thinking, can't really afford to go, don't really have the time, got little kids, like this isn't going to work this year, maybe I'll go another year, because it is our 60th anniversary, so it's going to be really special. So what would your thought be?
You can't afford not to go. I mean, honestly, I lived in downtown Dallas, and seminar was downtown. And even though that it was downtown, it was still a pain to have to go to seminar. So honestly, no matter where you are, they talked about this at the January Jumpstart. And I don't know if you saw this or not, Diane, is that they have a little calendar that you can save a certain amount per month, and it's all different figures. And by the end of the year, by you saving this amount of money, you've got $5,000 saved up. You know, you can put $25 aside in 1 week and $75 or not, you know, if you get bonuses or whatever. But you can't afford not to go. Number one, even if you are not feeling like you want to be a director, or even if you don't want to be on stage or just anything, it's about the energy that you get. And one of the things, and we all get funky like this. I mean, we've got the, you know, Satan's always in our head. And it's really true. Whatever you think about, you bring about. And I got like that right after Christmas. I got in a funk, and I was like, oh, what am I going to do? You know, on just all the negative talk. And so I decided to get on YouTube, and I got on a motivational message, and it said that God has things planned for us every single day, and that he does not just be around waiting in the atmosphere for us because, you know, his son died for us and that his job is over. That's not it. God is always working. He never sleeps. He's always taking care of us. And we should always be positive and forthright because he has given us a gift. And I was like, okay, that just slapped me in the face. And so I get to the point where when I wake up, the very first thing I am saying now is, thank you, Lord. Thank you for giving me another day. My back hurts, my knees hurt, I got to run to the potty, but thank you for giving me this day. And, you know, and you hear that from people, but you have to believe that. So just think about it. You can't afford not to go to seminar because it will change your life. And whether or not you have a wonderful, beautiful life right now, it still will change your life because everybody needs more positivity. And that's what you will get. Mary Kay started this company for you. And remember that. We are her daughters.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Crystal. I can't wait to see you. I'll see you in a couple days. And what time do you get in on Friday?
I'm actually driving. I'm going to probably I'm not sure if I'm going to come in on Friday or if I'm coming in on Saturday, but I'm going to Tulsa where Scott is. I think I'm going to go up there and try to do some warm chattering and build up there. And then I'm going to drive to Nashville. It's only 10
Well,
hours.
I think we have room in our room on Friday night for one more person, because what's her name's not coming until Saturday. So you could come sleep with me on Friday night.
Well, that would work. That would be great.
My flight gets in at like 5:45 at night. So come, let's do dinner, and I'm gonna take an Uber there, and we could do dinner and then come sleep with me. That sounds pretty
I'll
creepy.
keep you posted when I come in.
Oh my God. Anyway,
So,
I'll give you
I
a call
hope to
tomorrow,
see
babe.
all
Thank
of you there. I really hope. I know that you will all be there at seminar. Go sell some more. I mean, just sell. It's easy. You know what? Here's a little tidbit that I tell, because I do a lot of skincare classes and I do a lot of facials. And one of the things that I share on my skincare classes is, as soon as I set up, I say, you know what? To be honest with all of you, I'm not here to sell you anything. However, if you would like to purchase anything, I do have it in my car and I have a big inventory. But my focus is to allow you to feel the most beautiful as you can. And so therefore, it doesn't matter to me if I sell anything or not. And do you know that I have huge sales? So take it away and give it back. And that will relieve some of the pressure. So you know what? All of you will be on stage at Queen's Court Sales. I just know it.
Yeah, and you guys can even be crossing Janice's stage for 20,000, which is half the court. So there's lots and lots and lots of options. So thank you, Crystal, from the bottom of my heart. I so appreciate you. And
Oh,
let
you're
me know if you want
welcome.
me to jump on and do anything for you and your unit, babe.
Yeah, I will. Thanks, guys.
I'll call you tomorrow and I'll see you Friday.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Love you.
Love you too, babe. So you guys, you know what, with somebody like Crystal, she's got so much experience and she's so good. And do you know, remember what she said? She'd sell $1,000 a week because she had bills to pay. And so what I will tell you guys, the longer inactivity breeds fear. So write that down. Inactivity breeds fear. The longer between your facials, if you wait a month between your next skincare class, during that month, you go, oh, where's my tray and mirror? I'll never forget. This is being very transparent, but I'll never forget when I booked a party. I hadn't done a party in about 3 months. I was a pretty new consultant. And I had a customer who had a party. And then 3 months later, I did nothing. And then I had a party and I panicked because I thought, I haven't seen my trays and mirrors in 3 months. I don't know where my kit was. I didn't know where my flip chart was. Like I literally was panicking because I thought, I don't even remember what to say because I hadn't done a party in 3 months. So now with virtual, you guys, you have so many options of just getting a woman in front of you, whether it be in person or virtual. So anyway, so I'm just super excited. I can't tell you guys how proud I am to represent our unit. I don't know, did all of you get the newsletter? Did all of you get an email with a newsletter attached? Did everybody get an email with the newsletter? Did y'all read the newsletter? Because that's the whole point of attaching it to the email. So I hope you went in there and got a chance to read my note to you, read the letter and see the contest and stuff. So I want you to know from the bottom of my heart, when I get pulled to go backstage and have a private meeting with Ryan Rogers, there's only 2 directors in Janice's entire Trude area that did this. It's a 33% increase, which is not that easy. We get a private picture taken with Ryan Rogers. And so I want you to know how proud I am to represent our Dynamite unit. Doing that, we also qualified for a special luncheon and I'll be representing our Dynamite unit there. And then being on target for the Circle of Excellence. Although we're going to do 1 million and break the Trude area record, it's just exciting. And I want you guys to know how proud I am to be your leader. So with that said, it's the new year. Are you all ready to are you guys ready to have a different year than you've ever had? So there's a couple slogans I love. One is, if it's to be, it's up to me in 2023. But the other one that I really love is, it's time to be free in 2023, free of guilt, free of stress, free of overwhelm, free of doubt, free of fear. Like all of those things, you just picture putting them on a piece of paper and wadding up the paper and throwing it in the fireplace and watching it just burn. It's gone. Fear, doubt, all of those things. We have to remember to just, like Candy said, let God take over in your life. He's much better at driving your life than you are. Stay in the back seat where you belong, you know, and but pray for abundance, pray for blessings, pray for, when I walk out of my house now, I'm being transparent. So I guess if you guys laugh at me, I don't really care. But when I get in my car, I literally will be like running to Target or something. And I'll say, God, put a woman in my path who needs a smile on her face and needs to meet me. And I'll just go out and run my errands. Like I met this lady, Emma. So she was one of those people that was the prayer, like, have me meet somebody amazing today. And they're right in front of your face if you ask for them. They're literally, God puts all those kind of blessings right in front of you, whether you even notice it or not. So I'd love to tell you how proud I am of Lori Lagerson. Lori, you had quite a year last year between losing a mom and a mother-in-law and a lot of challenges with family and health. And yet you somehow managed to just pull it all together. You had a record-breaking December. And so I know you've got some big things. So Lori, what's the goal that's the most important to you for January? What are you going at the starting gate? Is it the 60 faces?
Yes, for sure. For sure. And I just want to share this message keeps coming to me in actually 2 things. One is, it's okay to fail. Failure is not final. And Mary Kay always said, fail forward to success. The other thing, and this has to do with what you were talking about, Diane, is I was listening to a podcast today, and this was a Mary Kay director, and she admitted, she said, I went through DIQ 3 times. Not that she recommends it, but when she was giving her speech, her second point was, feeling follows function. In other words, if you don't have the feeling of going out. Don't worry about it. Just get into motion. And she said, perfection kills growth. Progress over perfection. Yes, try your best, but if it turns out a mess, embrace the mess.
No, I'm actually writing that. I love that. We also, a lot of us went to the Saturday training too and got some great tips from January Jumpstart. So Laura, I'm just really excited because I really feel like God is going to put some blessings in your path and you've got so many skills. Lori has more bees than anybody I know. She has an entire hive. She used to wear it across around her neck. Didn't you ever make a necklace out of them, Lori?
I did.
At
I
one
didn't,
point?
I
Okay.
didn't solder them together like some people did, but
Yeah, but anyway, but I'm just,
and then what happened is I lost a few, but that's okay.
yeah, well, I'm just excited for
Oh.
what God's got intended for you. So for those of you guys who went to Jamboree, not Jamboree, I'm sorry, January Jumpstart, some of you attended on Saturday. Does anybody want to share a nugget that they heard that was just like, because like sometimes I'll take a class, like I heard a quote today, and it was on this whole hour and a half long director training. And this one quote I felt like was like whack me up between the eyes. And here's what she said: an army of lions led by a sheep will be defeated by an army of sheep led by a lion. So visualize this. You've got a whole army of lions, but it's led by a sheep, not a strong decision maker, not somebody with vision. It will be defeated by a whole army of sheep, but that are led by a lion. So what that tells you is for some of you guys, you are the lion in all your girlfriends' lives. You are the strong visionary person. So when you share the Mary Kay opportunity or you share the product, remember, they're looking to you for vision, right? They're looking to you for strength. They're looking for you, Monica, to say, oh my God, this skincare is to die for. You need to try it. You don't have to buy it, but you have to try it. Like I'll sit on somebody, not literally, but almost. I'll sit on somebody just to get them to try the skincare. Now, if they don't want to buy it, that's fine, but don't say no to something you've never tried, right? So when I heard that quote, so did anybody hear anything on Saturday that was just something they're going to implement right away, something that really hit home with them? Anybody can share. Just unmute yourself and share.
I'm sorry, while people are thinking, I just have to say, we had wonderful, powerful speakers, but I have to say that I appreciated hearing Corinne Cressy say to be yourself, be yourself. And we have so many options at our fingertips. It's okay. Use what you can. Use what is best for you. Okay, that's all I'm going to say because everybody else needs time. Okay.
No, I totally agree with you on that, Lori. Okay, anybody else want to share what they heard on Saturday? Anything, any takeaway? Did y'all sleep through the whole thing or what's the deal?
Teach from the roll-up bag, close from the roll-up bag.
Okay, so fill a roll-up bag with all your demos. So teach from that and close from that. I love that, Jen. Thank you. Anybody else?
Oh, can I say something?
Absolutely.
One of the things, Corinne Cressy, I was kind of impressed by hers. My gift, she was talking about how your gift is to be a problem solver. And we have several solutions and options and customization, not just one thing. So the idea is to ask questions and find out what their problem is so you can help solve that for them. But she just, the way her statement was, it was so simple.
Yep.
All you have to remember is you're a problem solver. We have the plan, the plan's there, we have the products. You just need to get into problem solving. And that was just
Sandy,
so simple.
That's a great observation because some of you have girlfriends who have noses in the air. They're like, well, I'm sorry, but I only go to Nordstrom's for my skincare, or I only do Ulta, or whatever they say. And so a great way to say that is say, well, you know what Mary Kay found is that they wanted personalized service. And my goal is I'm a skincare specialist problem solver. So my goal is for you to tell me what you would like to have different on your skin. And my goal is to help you find product that's going to make that happen, whether it be more hydration, smoother, whatever. Your goal is to have them at least try something. So thank you for that, Sandy. I appreciate that.
Be willing. That's key.
Yep, absolutely. Anyone else? Did you hear anything on Saturday?
I
did.
really enjoyed Jillian Ortega. I have really enjoyed her, and I'm a scripture person, you know, and she did a lot of scriptures that were really applicable to this. And that's what I enjoyed. I know the plans that I have for you, not to fail, but to prosper. That's always a good one for me. It
I think that's
motivates.
the one that we should be saying and putting on our bathroom mirror because
Right. And then the other thing that she said was when God whispers in your ear, go, you know, so those types of scriptures are what I needed to motivate me.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Hilda. I appreciate that. I love that scripture as well. All right, Brenda, were you going to share something?
Yeah, there was a couple of things that weren't well, like I don't see, I'm terrible. I didn't write down the name, but the lady at the very beginning talked about putting in sample notes of instruction with the samples, which I thought were you know, that's a great idea. And I'd love to know where she got that.
Okay, so I have to admit, I have 3 of them and I will find them and post them. One is for charcoal, one is for the glycolic radiance peel. And I don't remember what the third one is, but they're literally like a business card and you just print them on a white paper or pink paper and you just cut them and they're the same size as a business card. But the instructions are key because otherwise they get the charcoal mask home and they go, does it peel off? Does it wash off? What do I do? So
Right.
I will find those. If anybody else has them, email them to me so I can put them all together and I can post them. So if any of you guys already have those, like Gloria, you might already have those, or some of you who are more seasoned, or Brenda. So if anybody of you guys have the little information things to slide in with the samples, just send them to me and I'll post everything. So thank you.
Her name was Karen Crownover, by the way. Karen Crownover.
Okay. The other thing that was something that I grabbed was, and it may have been the same lady talked about, this is not rocket science, but it was taking a picture of you with the new lookbook and sending it out to, you know, as a text to all of your customers and say, this is coming in the mail any minute. I just got mine, you know, samples on page, blah, blah, blah. Simple. I mean, just a simple thing, but it can really affect people taking notice of the book arriving and opening it instead of it getting in the pile of that never gets looked at, you know.
No, I agree. I thought that was brilliant because one, it's your picture, right? And so you're sending it to them. You show them a picture of what the lookbook looks like, so they'll know what to look for. It's a win-win. Then you can say, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see what you think of the sample on page 7. If they say, what's a sample? Say it's a surprise. Don't tell them. Sometimes we don't even know what the sample is. But I agree with you, Brenda. I thought that idea was simple and brilliant all at the same time.
Another thing that was good also was, and I thought how much more we would get done if we had booking accountability partner. You know,
we're just talking about
you,
this.
yeah, there you go. You know, you and one other person that has agreed, I want to move forward. I want to do more, you know, have more on my books. And you can, it's just, I don't know what it is about knowing someone else is going up that same hill with you that makes it easier to go up the hill. I don't know why, but it just does.
Well, it's no different, babe. It's the support of not wanting to disappoint each other, being there to support each other. It's no different than when you join a gym with a friend. You're not going to call, I'm not going to call you in the morning and go, Brenda, it's too cold and it's raining. I don't want to go to the gym. You're going to go, Diane, suck it up, get in the car. I'll meet you at the gym. It's like, oh yeah. You know what I mean? So you do that because you don't want to disappoint each other. So power partners are super important.
It's like a buddy system.
Totally a buddy system.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then
go ahead.
Well, I wrote it down because I'm like, okay, you know, I'm in DIQ. I'm about team building. I need all the tips I can get. And so her name was Robin. I don't know what her last name was.
Cartmill.
And she talks about, you know, that basically the statistics are 1 out of 4 kind of a thing that you interview. But her step-by-step breakdown was, in retrospect, hilarious. Let me give you, it was 6 things she said
6
you
steps,
do
yep.
to 6. Okay, the first one, recognize the prospect, which, you know, it just basically recognize that there's a person in front of you that you know, is a prospect. And everybody is a prospect, right? It's just being aware of it, that this person is a prospect. 2, approaching them to listen.
Not saying anything, just approaching, like you're not doing the opportunity call yet, just approaching them. Okay.
You know, approaching them. 3, schedule the appointment. 4, holding the appointment. 5, closing the appointment. And then 6, follow up. I mean, she did break them down, and there was some, you know, meat in it, but I just was like, why do I make this so much harder than it is? Look at this. Walk 2 steps, turn right, walk 2 more steps. I mean, it's so that, yeah. So that was my takeaway from weekend.
Yeah, I loved her stuff because it was very, very simple. And I love it because I think the very first comment, like you said, is recognize someone as a prospect. Are we prejudging? Did God put you in her space to share the opportunity? If she hasn't tried the product, get her to try the product, put it on the back of her hand, something. But here's what I will tell you, because this happened before and I shared this last week, I think. If you don't share the opportunity with you guys, someone else is going to. Can you imagine Monica walking into a real estate office and saying, oh my gosh, Monica, don't you do Mary Kay? You should be my girlfriend. She just signed me up to do Mary Kay. And you're going to go, what? I was going to talk to you. Like, what do you mean you signed up with somebody else or you held a party for someone else? That actually happened to Jen Segusio. Her neighbor, literally her neighbor next door, the house next door to her, came over and knocked on her door and said, I know this is last minute, but I'm having a Mary Kay party in a couple hours. And I forgot to send you an invitation. Would you like to come? And Jen said she just stood there with her mouth open and said, thank you for the invitation, but I'm actually a Mary Kay beauty consultant. And she said, oh my God, how long have you been doing it? And Jen said, a year. So here's Jen's lived next door to this lady for a year. Someone else booked the neighbor. And then I believe ended up recruiting the neighbor. So if you guys don't ask, someone else is going to. So Brenda, thank you so much for sharing that, because that everything you just said is like gold.
Can I say one more thing about?
Brenda, hold on one second.
Brenda was-
Brenda, I also want to just toot out for you a huge congratulations. You've got a phenomenal team that's strong. Your production last month was over 5,500. You're officially on target for your car building. And do you want to introduce us to Becca really quick before we do anything else? Because Becca, you had your very first sale. She had one customer buy 3 things, total $170. So woohoo. So Brenda, do you want to introduce us to Becca really quick?
I look like a train wreck, but I
Oh my
have
God.
to introduce Becca. Becca is my niece.
Oh.
And yes. And so she's 1 year different from my daughter. She's like my second daughter. And I am beyond excited. I have been talking to her for a while about doing Mary Kay. And
She
so
did tell me that.
yeah.
And so Becca, tell everybody a little bit. I know you're engaged. You've got your 2 boys and then your fiance's daughter who's 17, and you've got 13 and 8 at home. You work 50 plus hours. Plus you're going to school for certification. So you have like 0 time to even go to the bathroom, let alone do anything else.
Yes.
Why did you decide to add Mary Kay to your plate, aside from the fact you wanted to be a part of Brenda's team? Why are you doing this?
Well, number one, I think I might have mentioned this to you when I was on the phone. I've seen my aunt do this for years. So the fact that she's been with Mary Kay for so long, and that she's invested so much into it is a reminder that it can be done, because I know that we all have our moments where we don't really believe in ourselves and believe that we're capable, but the perseverance that she has shown is really inspiring. So it just speaks a message to me that it can be done. I just need to do it. I've always been interested. And Mary Kay, I've always loved their products. I've always been around their products my entire life. You know, I'm 32 years old. Ever since I was just wee little, I've always had these products available, and I've always had them available to use. And I think the culture speaks volumes itself. For me personally, I really enjoy that Mary Kay is a faith-based company. That's a big thing for me. It's been a big thing in my family for a really long time too. We're very faith-based, and for the secondary reason is obviously for financial stability. I have always just kind of made ends meet my entire life. And I want to be at a position in my life where I don't have to pick and choose anymore. You know, if I want to do something, I want to be able to do it. And I have 3 kids, and I want to be able to do things for my kids without having to look at them and tell them, no, we can't do it this month, you know, because I think as a parent, we never want to, I'm going to get emotional.
That's okay, babe.
She's got the why that makes you cry.
That is the why that makes you cry.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's me. But yeah, so I work a full-time job. I had a lot going on this year. I just got a promotion at my job, something that I was not even looking for really, and it just kind of fell in my lap. And so I just figured I'm going to capitalize on that momentum, and I'm going to keep going. So.
And you're working how many hours a week?
Almost 60 hours a week, sometimes 65 hours a week.
Okay, so you got a lot on your plate. You got a lot going on, but you're figuring it out.
Yeah, so I'm going to work and I'm going to school right after. So I go to work, and then I come home and I sit on the computer and I do my schoolwork. I read anywhere between sometimes it's 20 to 70 pages, sometimes it's 70 to 156 pages, through these big textbooks for my CPIM certification, through the Association of Supply Chain Management. So yeah.
You got it, babe. We just need to get you a Mary Kay t-shirt on. So when you're chasing your kids and you're running around at the grocery store, people are going to go, hey, do you have a Mary Kay business card? Oh my gosh, you do Mary Kay. If you guys just walk around with your beauty coat on or a t-shirt on, you will be amazed. And so, Becca, I'm so excited and so proud of you, because your kids are your why, because you never want to tell your kids you can't afford something, but you can say, well, this month I'm not choosing to spend our money on that, which is the truth, because you're choosing to pay rent or buy groceries or whatever. But I do know that you want a better life for you and your fiance, and the future you guys have is going to be brilliantly bright. Like the stuff you're going to be able to do with your Mary Kay money is going to blow your mind.
I'm very excited.
You couldn't be on a better team. You really couldn't be on a better team. Brenda's amazing. It's just going to be super exciting to see you guys cross the finish line. So, and if you're one of the first red jackets, she's got these gorgeous totes, these big canvas totes with a butterfly.
I know.
I
saw on her video. I want one.
Okay, so you're already all over this. Well, and Becca, I'm really excited because your kickoff party is in a week from Monday, a week from next Monday, and we're going to get packets out. And I got a feeling you're going to be one of the first people in a red jacket. So
I really hope so. I'm going to do it.
That's a girl. Watch out, Brenda. Better get your running shoes on, girl. Well, Becca, we're really excited for you, and I can't wait to work with you more. So I appreciate you. Did you get to listen to any of Saturday at all?
I in for like the last 30 minutes of it. I really didn't get to pick up probably the most valuable part of it.
That's okay. And parts of it were recorded, so I'll make sure you get the link for that, babe.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anybody else really quick before we wrap things up? I want to just announce a couple things that are coming up. Anybody else want to share about Saturday? Any class, anything they heard? Any huge aha?
Diane?
Oh, yes, Connie.
Oh, well, I know Sandy had wanted to talk before Becca talked, so go ahead, Sandy.
Thank you. Well, just real quick, what Brenda was talking about prejudging. One year I went to seminar and I looked at all the women, the consultants that were there, and I asked myself, would I have approached that person? And that was just such a strong lesson to me, because sometimes I make a judgment about clothes or appearance or demeanor. And look at that. I mean, I was wrong, and it just opened my eyes that you cannot prejudge people because you don't know what's going on in their life. But it was what Brenda said about how simple it was. It's kind of like, gosh darn, it needs to be up here more.
Yeah. And you look at people like Becca and you'd go, I'm not going to talk about the opportunity. She doesn't have any time. Let her decide that. Just because she's working 60 hours a week doesn't mean she wants to be working 60 hours a week. Maybe she wants, you know what I mean? Like maybe there's going to be different options. So thank you for that, Sandy. All right. Anybody else have anything super quick about Saturday?
Connie was going to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually participated with Katrina Harris's group, but one of the things that, okay, evangelize, pray about your business, because God never gives a vision without provision. And you are in charge of your thoughts, and personal growth is a silent investment. And don't confuse success with recognition. You have to applaud yourself.
Love that. Oh my gosh, Connie, thank you for that.
Surely.
Those are nuggets of gold. That's wonderful. And I will close with one quick quote that I heard that says, when you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your destiny. So when you take control of your thoughts, you can take control of your destiny and how you get things. So real quick to let you guys know some things. So tomorrow is the Kate Spade and Kendra Scott event. These are all posted on our unit Facebook page. If you guys are not on our private VIP page for the unit, Covington MK Dynamite unit, please reach out to me because you're missing out on all the stuff that's posted. So tomorrow night, there's double giveaways, both Kate Spade, Kendra Scott, and Mary Kay product. Then on Thursday, Janice threw in a last minute. So Becca, no pressure, but you could have 3 people sign up on Thursday. I'm just saying. We have Jillian Ortega is going to share about how she came here to this country with $20 in her wallet and came here as a nanny. And so you definitely want to have people on there. Janice is going to give away at least 3 to 4 e-starts on Thursday, so someone could join and not have to pay the $30. Now, another thing that I'm going to do on Thursday is from 12 to 1, I will be on this Zoom making booking calls. So if you want to do it, here's what you need to do. You need to have your date book. You need to have your cell phone. You need to come on camera. None of this no screen thing. I want to be able to see you talking. We're not going to hear each other, but if you get a booking, you can hold up a sign like, I got a booking, or she said no, or whatever. The goal is that I'm personally telling you guys right now, I will book 3 parties during that time. That is my goal, to book at least 3 parties. I don't know how many phone calls that's going to take, but my goal is from 12 to 1 to book 3 parties. So if you've got phone numbers, current customers, old leads, whatever you want, get them out, start texting, and we'll do a booking blitz on Thursday from 12 to 1. So put that in your date book if you want to participate. If you don't want to, you're fine. Then
Just to clarify, Diane, right? 12 to 1, your time.
California time. Thank you.
Pacific time.
Thank you. Yes, that would be 3 to 4 East Coast. Thank you for that, Brenda. I appreciate that. And then next week, we have our meeting on Tuesday, and then we have a double makeover event that I'm doing. There's one at 4:30 California time, which is 7:30 Brenda's time. So there's a 7:30 skincare class next Wednesday, the 18th, and the invitation's on the Facebook page. So Becca, you can take advantage of that. And then there's a one that's at 7 o'clock California time. So you've got 2 parties in one night. So there's no reason why you guys couldn't crank out 10 faces in that one night. So here's the smart people. So I'm going to pick on Monica for a second. So let's say Monica next week on the 18th, she gets 3 women, maybe they're friends of her daughters or whatever, 3 people over to her house. So Monica's got 3 people at her house, but she's also mailed out maybe 6 packets. So 6 people are going to be jumping on Zoom from their house, and Monica's got 3 in person at her house. Monica's doing 9 faces in one night. And Monica's not even talking. I'm going to actually do the skincare class. So all you got to do is jump on Zoom and let me go, and your girlfriends are all going to fall in love with the product and buy. So that's all happening on the 18th. Like I said, one's at 7 o'clock California time, and the other one is at 4:30 California time. So do the conversion yourselves. Then Thursday is another sharing event, and that's what we've got going on for this weekend and part of next week. Okay, so you guys, I am available and happy and thrilled to do sharing appointments with you. I had so much fun doing those with you, Brenda. And once you do 2 or 3 of those together with me, then you kind of get your sea legs and you're like, I could totally do this. And if you're new, you can earn your pearls. You can earn those beautiful pearl drop earrings, which are a bumblebee when you do your first 3 shares, even if they all say no. In fact, you know what, you guys, I'll give those to everybody this month. I'm not supposed to do that, but everybody who does 3 shares with their director can get the bumblebee earrings. They're a rose gold chain with a bee on the bottom. No, and no obligation. They can all say, no, I'm not interested, which is fine. But you know what the one girl said after Brenda we're done today? She says, well, I wasn't interested at all, but I'm really intrigued. So what do I need to do to sign up? And I'm just laughing because that's what we hear all the time. They don't know what they're saying no to. You know what I mean? They don't know what they don't know. So, All right, you guys. Well, you know what? Make January great. I hope some of you will jump on with me on Thursday from 12 to 1 to get some bookings because it's a decision. And remember, when you take control of your thoughts, you take control of your destiny. So thanks for being on tonight, you guys. And congratulations back on your first $170 sale. And I know you're going to earn your pink ring because we're all cheering for you. Gotta
Thank
get
you.
that pink ring done. Ask Monica. Monica, you earned your pink ring, right? Monica, is there any tidbit of advice you want to give Becca? You're muted, babe. You got to unmute.
I think she said have fun.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Becca, you have lots of people that you work with and lots of people you go to school with. If you made up those little cards that said you have something special to tell them to enrich their life or something with your phone number and handed them out, you'd probably get a lot of calls.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Talk to the people that work. Now, do you have a lookbook?
Yes. Well, I have a digital one. Or wait, that's the catalog. No, I don't have a lookbook, I don't think.
Okay, well, that's going in the packet that I'm putting the mail to tomorrow. But in the meantime, just keep doing the digital one.
Okay.
Okay, we're cheering for you. Go pink ring, go.
Thank you so much.
All right, you guys have a great night. And I'll see you guys all on the Kate Spade, Kendra Scott event tomorrow. Grab some girlfriends.
Okay.
Great way to make money without doing any work. Good to see you, Marty. Good to see you, Jen. Good to see you, Gloria. Good night, everybody.
Good night.